Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling something I bet a lot of you have thought about. Is dentistry still a good career path? Maybe you're thinking about dental school, or maybe you're just fascinated by healthcare economics in general. Either way, get ready to dive into a YouTube video by Dr. Avi. It's called, Is Dentistry Still a Good Career? Dentist Explains. And trust me, this deep dive gets interesting. Dr. Avi argues that dentistry is broken, but don't worry. He gives some solid advice on how to make it work despite the challenges.
What's fascinating here is that Dr. Avi isn't saying dentistry itself is broken. He's pointing to the financial strain that's becoming inescapable for dentists, both aspiring and practicing.
Right, and he hits us with some hard truths right away. Did you know the cost of dental school has more than tripled in the last 30 years? I mean, that's $80,000 a year back in the 90s, compared to a mind-blowing $250,000 per year today.
It's a staggering increase, and it begs the question, why is dental school becoming so incredibly expensive? It's even more pronounced than the overall rise in college tuition, which is worrisome on its own.
Okay, so more demand, higher prices. Right. Dr. Avi mentions that the number of dental schools has gone up, meaning more competition for resources.
That's part of it, but Dr. Avi doubts that's the whole story. He questions whether faculty salaries or investments in cutting-edge technology are really justifying these sky-high tuition costs.
And this is where it gets even more eyebrow-raising. He points out the irony that dental schools actually profit from their students' work in clinics.
Think about it. Patients pay for treatment provided by students under faculty supervision, but the revenue goes straight to the school, not to the students or faculty providing the care.
So it's like a built-in system where students are generating revenue for the very institutions charging them astronomical fees. It's almost like a catch-22 for these aspiring dentists. They're facing massive debt right out of the gate. But here's where things get even more interesting. Dr. Avi reveals that the price of dental work itself hasn't really kept pace with this cost explosion. The average price of a filling has only increased about 10% in the last 20 years, from around $200 in 2001 to roughly $220 today.
If we consider inflation and rising healthcare costs, that 10% increase starts to look pretty tiny. Dr. Avi argues that this stagnation is happening for a couple of key reasons. So we've got this, dental school costs are way up, but the price of dental work isn't really budging.
So what's the logic there? Why is that happening?
Dr. Avi points to two main things. First, there's more and more competition among dentists. It's almost like a race to the bottom with pricing, dentists undercutting each other to get patients in the door.
So instead of raising prices to keep up with expenses, they're actually lowering them. That doesn't seem to make much sense.
It's tough, and it creates this kind of vicious cycle. If everyone's offering low prices, it can devalue how people see dental care.
And what about insurance? How does that play into all this?
Dr. Avi says that a lot of dentists accept insurance plans, but they often don't negotiate for good reimbursement rates.
So they're basically letting insurance companies decide how much they get paid. Doesn't sound like a great strategy.
It's a huge problem. Why would insurance companies pay more if they know dentists will take their rates?
It's almost like a chef spending hours making this gourmet meal.
Yeah.
But the restaurant only pays them for the cost of the ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. And it all goes back to that financial pressure. High student loan debt plus income that's not going up creates a really tough situation for dentists.
It's affecting their quality of life. And it might even be stopping talented people from becoming dentists in the first place. Dr. Avi describes it as this perfect storm, all these economic forces working against dentists. He says a $150,000 salary might sound good, but it's often commission-based, and it comes with like $500,000 or more in student loan debt.
And we have to remember, this isn't about dentists not working hard enough or not having the skills. This is about how the whole profession is set up financially.
And Dr. Avi gets personal. He talks about how his wife's income helped him deal with his debt, which shows that not everyone has that kind of help.
This brings up an important question. Are we making dentistry too expensive for talented people? And if we are, what happens to dental care? Will people still have access to good care if fewer people can afford to become dentists?
It's a lot to think about. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. Dr. Avi does give some practical advice for new dentists and for those who are already struggling.
Yeah, he talks about solutions. It's about giving dentists the power to control their finances and find ways to succeed, even when the system feels broken.
One big thing he recommends is budgeting early and doing it strategically. That might seem obvious, but it's even more important when you're facing so much debt.
Absolutely. Getting control of your finances from the start can really make a difference. Dr. Javi also talks about exploring loan repayment options, especially income-driven repayment plans.
Income-driven repayment could be huge, especially for dentists who are just starting out, when their income might not be steady.
And here's where things get really interesting. Dr. Avi encourages dentists to maybe specialize in procedures that are in high demand, like implants, aligners, and veneers.
Those usually pay more, which could help dentists make more money and pay off debt faster. But specializing means more training, right? More time and money invested.
Right, you have to weigh the pros and cons.
It seems like Dr. Avi is encouraging dentists to think outside the box a little bit and get creative with how they earn money. He even talks about working part-time and finding other income sources.
Right, like real estate, creating digital products, online courses, things like that.
Wait, dentists teaching online courses about real estate? That's not something you hear every day.
It sounds surprising, but it makes sense. Dr. Avi's point is to not rely on just one thing for income.
So it's not just about working harder as a dentist. It's about rethinking what a dental career can be.
It's about having more control and finding new solutions. You know, when we think about Dr. Avi's solutions, they aren't just for individual dentists. He's also talking about bigger changes.
He's encouraging dentists to stand up for themselves, to get better rates from insurance companies, and to work together to push for changes that help the whole profession.
This brings up a really important question. And it's not just about dentistry. How can we make dental care more affordable for everyone, while also making sure dentists can earn a good living and manage their debt?
It's a tough question, but Dr. Avi's video gives us a lot to think about. It reminds us that healthcare is about people, both the people providing care and the people receiving it. We need solutions that work for everyone.
His video is a great place to start the conversation. He's honest about the challenges, but he's hopeful too. Dr. Abadi believes we can fix dentistry, but it's going to take everyone working together. Dentists, educators, policymakers, even patients.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? Whether you're thinking about dental school, or struggling with dental bills, or just curious about how healthcare works, Dr. Avi's ideas are worth considering.
Think about what could change the dental industry for the better. Could there be new ways to train dentists that don't cost so much? Could we focus more on preventing problems so people don't need as many expensive procedures?
Those are great questions. Hopefully this deep dive's helped you understand the economic side of dentistry today and some of the possible ways forward. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and let's keep working toward a better future for dental care.